One of the holiest sites in West Asia is making headlines again. The Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem's Old City has been a sensitive spot for decades now. However, far-right Ben-gvir's visit to the compound has drawn anger from world leaders and members of the Jewish community alike. Here's more.
Al-Aqsa Mosque, the holy site located in Jerusalem's Old City, has become a flashpoint amid the already volatile region of West Asia. This week, Israel's national security minister visited the contested compound with dozens of Israelis. Itamar Ben-Gvir, who visited the compound, known as Temple Mount to Jews, challenged rules that cover one of the most sensitive sites in the region. Ben-Gvir disputed that Jews should be allowed to pray at the holy site. The Israeli minister visited the complex to mark the Jewish Day of Mourning for the destruction of the ancient temples.
We are on Tisha B'Av, the Temple Mount, coming here to mark the destruction of the temple. But we need to say honestly, there's been great progress here with governance and sovereignty. Images of Jews playing here. As I've said, our policy is to allow prayer. I will say something further. We must win this war. We must win and not go to conferences in Doha or Cairo. Rather, defeat them. Bring them to their knees. That's the message. We can defeat Hamas. Bring them to their knees.
After Ben-Gvir's visit to the compound, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office quickly asserted that there has been no change to the rule prohibiting Jews from praying at the site. For decades, a delicate status quo has governed worship and visits to the site. Muslims are permitted to pray in its courtyards and prayer halls, while non-Muslims are allowed to visit under the supervision of the Waqf. There is a joint Jordanian-Palestinian Islamic trust that manages the mosque's affairs. The spokesperson for Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas denounced Ben-Gvir's visit as a provocation and called on the United States to intervene if it wants to prevent the region from exploding in an uncontrollable manner. Shortly after the development, Washington said it is committed to maintaining the status quo at the holy site.
We certainly are paying close attention to actions and activities that we find to be a detraction from Israel's security, a contributor to greater insecurity and instability in the region, and that would certainly be the actions that we saw today that Mr. Ben-Gvir participated in. Even the Prime Minister's office itself made clear that the events of this morning are a deviation from what is Israeli policy and a deviation from the status quo. And let me just say clearly that the United States stands firmly for preservation of the historic status quo with respects to the holy sites of Jerusalem, and any unilateral action which this would be, that any unilateral action like this that jeopardizes such a status quo is unacceptable.
UK and France were also quick to condemn Ben-Gvir's visit to the compound, saying that it violates the status quo agreement. Israel's influential rabbis also announced that the far-right minister's actions do not represent that of the Jews.
Most of the leading halakhic authorities of our generation, the greats of Israel, forbid this action, and no one should go up to the Temple Mount.
The row with Ben-Gvir was the latest in a long series that have laid the divisions in Netanyahu's right-wing coalition since its formation at the end of 2022. It also comes at a time when Hamas launched its Al-Aqsa flood operation on October 7 last year. Hamas claims Operation Al-Aqsa Flood was a necessary step and a natural reaction against Israel's plans to eliminate the Palestinian cause, seize lands, Judaize the Palestinian lands, and establish complete control over Al-Aqsa Mosque and holy sites. Israel sees Hamas as a threat to Judaism and aims to eliminate the group with its ongoing operations in the Gaza Strip.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.